And I've been playing a lot of No Man's Sky over the weekend. This was a shot I took as I was hunting around a planet for some resources I needed to continue building my base up. And I have been playing this game off and on for the last 2 years. I think it was a great game when it first came out, and that's not a opinion that many people shared, but for me it kind of reminded me of some of these games I used to play on my old Apple II, where you kind of just flew around and picked up resources and built up your little empire with no real purpose in the game other than to gain and acquire those resources. And that was one of the main knocks against No Man's Sky when it first came out, because the lead developer I think in many ways kind of misled the gaming public as to what this game was going to be when it was released. His earlier statements about the fact that it is kind of a laid-back experience was really more accurate versus what he was saying on other media outlets, where he hinted at multiplayer, where he hinted that you might be able to encounter other people if you happen to be in the same place at the same time. None of that came to fruition, but now it sort of is. They added multiplayer to the mix. They've added a lot to the base building apparatus, so you can put a base anywhere now, and you can start putting teleportation tunnels in between those different bases. There's a lot more for the player to do initially. They have some missions that you go on to get your base built out. So there's been a lot that they've been adding to this game over the last 2.5, 3 years to finally get it to the point where it's fairly close to what was promised initially. I think they really should have just, marketed this thing as an early access game, and I think a lot of the controversy that surrounded it initially would not have been there. But now they are finally getting it to that point, because it really is kind of an early access game, and we're finally seeing now this game coming to fruition 2 years later. And again, I really enjoyed it even before they added in all this stuff, but I think what they've done here is really hone things better. It's still a bit frustrating because you still have to go out and find resources and mine stuff and craft things. And one of the big issues that I'm dealing with is that every time I land on a planet, I got to just refuel my ship, and there's a whole process involved with that. So there's some grinding to it that I would like to see maybe ironed out a little bit, but by and large, I'm really enjoying the experience. And what I've been doing is streaming the game from my gaming PC down here in the basement up to my living room where the OLED TV is, and the NVIDIA Shield is the device I'm streaming with, and it looks great. I'm not seeing any compression artifacts. I'm doing it all over Ethernet, so it's a very high bit rate coming back from the computer. There's probably some lag there, but I'm not really detecting it with this game. And it just looks fantastic. And one of the things that I noticed as I was playing around with some other games on there is that it will do 4K streaming upstairs. So Fortnite was streaming in 4K. Some games support HDR on the TV through that game streaming apparatus. So they've really done a lot on the NVIDIA game stream side as well. So I'm probably going to do a video actually on the NVIDIA game stream, so you can see exactly what I'm doing and what the quality is, and maybe a few things that I'm doing with retro games that you might find kind of fun too with the Shield up there on the OLED TV.
This channel is brought to you by the Lon.TV supporters, including gold level supporters Chris Allegretta, Tom Albrecht, Bill Reiner, and Kalyan Kumar. If you want to help the channel, you can by contributing as little as $1 a month. Head over to lon.tv/support to learn more. And don't forget to subscribe. Visit lon.tv/s.